Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of Thumbcast. I'm your host, Drew, and of course I'm joined with my good friend, Xander Morningstar. What's up, Xander?
Hello, hello, hello.
How we doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing, Drew?
Oh, I'm doing well. It's a good time to be a gamer, for sure. We got lots to talk about.
Yeah, it's summer, it's nice, it's 85 degrees. Moved into a new house recently, so...
Nice.
Yeah, life's good.
Yeah, good. So, we have a lot to talk about, so we're going to get to it. We are approaching E3. Now, there's a lot of things happening with Nintendo that leads up to that point, and this is kind of old news, but we wanted to touch on it, and it was all the release and information on Nintendo's online service.
Right.
So this is kind of there's a whole breakdown, and Xander, if you'd be so kind to pull up that report and you can read it off for us.
Sure.
You're going to be my facts guy. But even before that, we wanted to do a little plug. We have some listener mail opportunities for you guys. Basically, this means that if you guys have a topic that you guys want us to cover in Thumbcast, you can send us those ideas in the comment section below in Thumbcast. Anything that you want to hear us talk about, anything that you think we should talk about, please let us know underneath this video. That would be great, because we want to reach out to the community. We want to engage with the community, and that includes in the comment section. And yeah, you guys could determine what we talk about in future podcasts, so that'd be great. All right,
so
all that said,
take our podcast and throw it into the grill and ruin everything we've built up, or be part of the conversation.
All that good stuff.
I know, we're being super professional about this, but we're probably going to get questions like, what position do you stand while taking a shower? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be generic Q&A stuff. I mean, I want there to be that listener mail to go through, and we can determine what would be good. And of course, another place you can do that. Maybe I should make a tab in the Discord. Guys, that link is also in the description. You can join the Game with Thumbs Discord and chit-chat with both myself and Xander there. I'll make a Thumbcast listener mail, some kind of tab or something, and you guys can post ideas there as well. But anyway, let's get to the first topic. That is this online service. Take it away, buddy.
All right. So the Nintendo Switch Online is a paid service that gives members access to online play and compatible games, a selection of NES games, extra features for the Nintendo Switch Online smartphone app, and more. I'm reading this directly off of Nintendo's website, so it's launching.
I thought you were just really well versed.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, but I do stutter, so yeah. Launching September 2018. So yeah, games like ARMS, Mario Kart 8, Mario Tennis, Mario Everything, all that stuff's going to require online, and you're going to have to pay to play those games.
Yeah.
That stuff's not really a new concept. You buy a game that you play for the online, like Splatoon. Now you have to pay for it. That sucks, but that's not really a new concept. It is for Nintendo, but I know Xbox and PlayStation have been fighting that for a long time.
Yeah, and I think Nintendo fans might be sour about that, but I mean, because it's a brand, like you said, it's a brand new kind of concept. But yeah, I mean, I'm an Xbox owner. I'm also a PlayStation owner, and I do pay to play, so it's not a foreign concept, and I think it's totally fine.
Right.
It's really not that expensive either. It's, what did you say? It's the most is $20 for the year.
Yeah, I think it's $20. There's different prices for. I think it's maybe $4 a month or something like that. But you can do a family plan if you have multiple Switches or accounts.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is I think $30-ish, but it's honestly not that bad. For a kid, that is a lot. I know when I was younger playing Nintendo consoles, $20 was kind of like a game for me. So that's going to be a bit of an interesting sell to the parents. But, I think in today's age, I think the internet is a much bigger use than it was when we were kids. So we'll see. Everything's a subscription now anyway, so.
True. And I think the Switch has kind of earned that. I think they have enough content that it makes sense to do that. So I'm kind of for it. But there's more to that report, isn't there?
There is. There's going to be save data cloud backup. So if you lose your Switch...
That's very nice.
Yeah, thank goodness for that. There's going to be special offers, whatever. I guess that means deals and offers for members. I wonder if that's kind of like what they had with My Nintendo. Like, you could get like 20% off on rewards, but they don't do that for the Switch. They have like, you could stack your coins and then use those.
The gold coins, yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be for.
I actually used my gold coins for the first time.
Really?
I used them. I had $9 saved up, and I used that toward my purchase of Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition.
I used mine for Kirby Star Allies. I think I paid like $30 for that game.
Yeah.
So
anyway, that's good though.
Yeah, you can also enhance your online experience with this hilariously amazing smartphone app. And then lastly...
Revolutionary, groundbreaking app.
That's like...
With support of one game.
I know. You would think, though, like at this point, they would have added support for like ARMS or Mario Kart. Nope, it's just...
Especially Mario Kart.
It's just Nintendo Switch Online app for Splatoon.
I think I've used it 3 times. And it's been... One of them was in a stream. But it was like... I think... I don't know. I honestly think it's just such a weird thing. And I feel weird when I'm using the app.
I kind of liked it when you use it on your stream, but I didn't like how it cut everyone else out. So that was kind of weird.
Yeah, it's... Of course, it's really cool when I actually get to hear back from, the people that watch my stuff.
Like in real time, too.
Like in real time, yeah. That's why especially you. I mean, obviously we're doing this thing together, but
right.
I think it was like, I mean, you don't know who you're talking to, and it's like, I don't know, does the Switch, or it kind of forces you to talk to people almost. Like, there's no functionality. Like, you can't use the app unless you're, like, in that room. I mean, you can mute your mic, I guess, but I don't know. I just feel like it wasn't really a concept that worked for me, but maybe it will be more relevant when there's actually games on it.
Yeah, it's a start, I know you don't have a 3DS, but they came out with Triforce Heroes a few years ago, and that game didn't have voice chat, but you could still communicate via, like, these link emojis that were on the touch screen.
Okay.
It was just a bunch of people tapping, like, the happy Link face or the sad Link face, like, just like spamming it. But the last thing that's in the online is the NES library will be available with online play for the first time ever. And it says, and more games added regularly, so that means that there's probably going to be more than the 20 NES games.
But how many when it... No, 20, yeah.
20 when it launches, but it says there's going to be and more games added regularly, so I wonder if that means they're going to do all of the NES games, or as much as they can, or if they're going to jump into other consoles. But right now it seems to just be Nintendo... It says Nintendo Entertainment System - Nintendo Switch Online, so you wonder if, like, they're going to do a Super Nintendo and an N64 version, or if they're just going to stick to the NES.
It's basically just going to be the next version of Virtual Console.
Right.
That's what it's going to be. I mean, they're saying Virtual Console's dead because they want to rebrand it into this online service.
Yeah.
And I think that, I think it will be, like, to relate it back to, like, PS4 or even Xbox One, where they're kind of like, if you pay for the online service, you can get some downloadable games this month, and there's like 3 of them, and I don't know. I mean, maybe it won't be that many. It might be like a game a month or something after that, but I can see them eventually jumping into Super Nintendo and doing some games from that too. So
it's weird because, like, I mean, there are some NES games I just love, and I think a lot of people love, but, like, as a whole, that library is not really, like, what a lot of people are going to be interested in, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that. Like, the dream is that they do all the consoles as far up as they can. That would be crazy, but we'll see.
Yeah, and it's like you wonder how far they'll go up, because, like, they have, these ports from the Wii U, and obviously, like, if they wanted to do something that was from a fairly recent console, they could just remaster it. But at some point, you just want it to be on there as a downloadable, game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, but we'll see. Because people wanted forever for them to do GameCube on Virtual Console, and they want Sunshine and all this kind of stuff, but maybe they'll just remaster Sunshine. Who knows?
That would be incredible.
But yeah, overall, I'm pretty optimistic about the online service. I think it's going to be great. I think that the Switch has kind of made a statement, or Nintendo's made a statement on the Switch and who they are and stuff, and that I think their next big focus is this online service and giving us plenty of material and content to use it with.
Yeah. It's a bummer that it's coming out now and it wasn't ready really at the beginning, but
True.
We'll see what happens.
I don't think that they didn't know how the Switch was going to sell, and they didn't know if it would be another disaster, and
right.
I think they were testing the waters,
Yeah,
it's been a big demo for us, basically.
No kidding. And I also don't want to say I have an unrealistic expectation for them, because that's going to be the common thing you'll hear from me when we talk about E3, is that I think that a lot of people have expectations that are unrealistic for what they are going to put out, and
Yep.
It's still a bummer, but you know what? That's fine. It's not the worst thing in the world. I've enjoyed my console much more than I think anyone had anticipated. So
same.
Yeah.
Well, we should move on to the next topic, which is the topic of this Thumbcast, which is E3 2018. The dates on that: June 12th. I want to say
thought it was June 14th. It's a Tuesday, I think.
Yep.
June 14th.
June 12th through 14th.
Yeah.
But those are what it really is more like June 10th through the 15th or something like that, because it's always a week-long thing.
Right.
So that it's starting earlier. But this is kind of their main conference schedule are on those days.
Sure.
You have pre-conference, you have then the on the testing floor with all these games being able to play after that. So it's a big thing, which I will be covering E3 on Game of Thumbs. I'm planning on doing some live reactions to the conferences. So but yeah, and overall impressions and stuff like that. But the topic for us is to talk about predictions. So,
yeah, and as well as leaks.
As leaks, yeah.
I don't know which one you want to start with.
Let's start with predictions.
Okay.
So, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first? Or?
Do you just want to bounce back and forth?
Yeah.
Okay. The first one, we're just going to sweep Pokemon and Metroid and Smash over now, and just kind of assume that those will probably show up in some fashion. At least there's the expectation that a lot of people have for those. The one I'm immediately thinking of that not a lot of people jump to is the Fire Emblem game for Switch. They announced back at that Fire Emblem Mobile Direct.
Yeah, no one else has been talking about that.
Right, I still think that has to be coming, right? Because they talked about that before Fire Emblem Heroes was even announced, and at the same time as the Warriors game and the DS game, the 3DS game. So
I remember hearing about it when they did the Fire Emblem Warriors, and they said there's going to be a Fire Emblem Switch, 2018.
Right.
Yeah, so that for sure I think that's a safe prediction right there.
Yep.
Some of the titles that they've released in past directs, I think that are for sure we're going to hear about in some way at E3 are givens like Yoshi. I think we will get some gameplay for Metroid Prime 4. That's a prediction. Yeah. I think we might get a full-on trailer with a little bit of gameplay, just to kind of give us a taste of it's Metroid Prime. It's what it's going to be great.
I'm not sold on it.
It's going to look fantastic.
You're not sold on it? No, I'm wondering if it's just going to be a really CG trailer.
Okay. That's fair. I guess all we got was a title card last time.
And then that's really what I'm basing that off of. But at the same time, Nintendo usually does not do just CG trailers, but they did do that for Breath of the Wild's reveal. So
true. No, so what I think is it's going to be a CG trailer, but sprinkled in, and maybe toward the end is the gameplay. But
Okay.
I don't know. That's what I think.
We'll
I don't
see.
think there'll be any extensive coverage on it. I think they're gonna show us the trailer and give us. Wait, have they given us a release date?
No. It's
They're
just
gonna.
says
I think they're
nods.
gonna give us a release date.
And I think it's going to be just shown, not really covered. I think you're right in
Yeah.
that, because I think Smash is the game that's going to be covered.
They're going to
Yes.
cover that, yeah. And I feel like Nintendo really chooses just a handful of things to actually cover,
Right.
And especially in years recent.
Yep.
So yeah, but I'll turn it back to you. Any other predictions?
I've heard. I don't know if this has been leaked or if this is just my friends talking, but I've heard that Fortnite could potentially be showing up.
I think it'd be dumb if it didn't.
Yeah, I think that'd be like a
and we're
really
talking
cool
about on Switch. That's
Yes,
what we're
on
talking
Switch.
about.
Yeah, I think
Because
that
most
would
of
be
these predictions
super cool.
are Nintendo and Switch related. So
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that'd be really cool, and it fits like their style anyway. So
Mhm.
at least aesthetically, I've only played
Yeah.
that game once, and proudly I got to 32. So
Mhm.
that's it's not bad, and I'm not good at shooters, so take that for what it is. But I think that would be really cool,
Yeah, it would be cool.
as well as
I haven't-
Overwatch. Even I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like Overwatch has kind of died
Maybe, yeah.
a little bit. I think there's still avid players out there.
Sure.
That I think it would do really well on Switch.
Yeah.
Because of just the whole aesthetic of it.
Mhm.
I feel like it would be super popular on Switch. So you might be onto something there.
Oh wait,
But,
Overwatch or Fortnite?
Both, but
Yeah.
I was talking about Overwatch.
I wonder if the
Um,
Overwatch would do like some sort of like costume crossover that they would try to,
Oh yeah.
like Tracer wearing Daisy's outfit or something. I don't know. It's a weird pick, but they have the same colors, so.
So I'll just touch on this. There was some leaks about Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
There's separate leaks. Like there's
Yeah,
leaks
there have
about
been, haven't there?
there's leaks about playable characters, which I think is total. It's just not true.
Garmonjuda.
As much as I would love to run around as Wario and Waluigi, that's not happening.
Yeah, it's just not happening.
Um,
I'll be honest,
I do
kind
think
of staying away
Luigi-
from these leaks, but I've seen
Yeah,
a
I do
few
think
of them.
Luigi is a possible. Playing as Luigi, I think, is a possibility because it's not like we haven't got that before.
If it's
Um,
Luigi, I really hope that the capturing ability reflects the mustache. So it's like his mustache and everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think that would just be, oh, that's cool.
But there was another leak, and a lot of people are saying it's not real. I want it to be real, so I'm going to say it's real, and I'm
Okay.
just going to add it to my prediction list. I think that we are getting full-on DLC for
Yeah.
Super Mario Odyssey,
Yeah,
which makes complete sense just
Yeah.
because we got that for Breath of the Wild,
yeah.
and they want that game to breathe a little longer.
Do
And
you
I
think it'll be like a
that-
story or just exploring new kingdoms?
I think it will probably just be exploring new kingdoms.
Okay.
Because the story is not... They don't really care about the story.
Right. Oh, they said that about Breath of the Wild, so that's why
True.
I asked.
But they did a story thing. I think it might just be like,
Is it a story?
Mario and Cappy having a little actual vacation together. I don't know, something. But like, I think that the Delfino Plaza. I'm just gonna say it's happening because
That'd be awesome.
We want a Sunshine Kingdom.
We totally do.
And
Sunshine.
I said this a long time ago when Mario Odyssey first came out, and I think I said it in my review. But I want a kingdom based around Luigi's Mansion,
Yeah, same.
and Luigi's playable. Like
Same. That'd be awesome.
that would be. But yeah, so I don't know. That's all I'm gonna say. I do think Mario Odyssey DLC is coming, and I don't think it will be like a big deal. I think they'll just kind of offhand mention it, like, "Hey, it's gonna happen. It's gonna be out this date." So,
Luigi's Mansion would be awesome. It's just I'm trying to imagine like what that would look like
I
because
don't know.
Sunshine is like that was a 3D Mario game, so like it translates really well. Whereas Luigi's Mansion was like the camera was set in one spot, and Luigi could only
Right.
move like in a certain
They
direction.
they
he
would have
couldn't
to
jump.
stick right. They would have to stick to the Mario Odyssey mechanics. It's
Right.
just kind of like a painted skin. And here's the thing. Here's the way I connect the dots. Like if Luigi is playable, like they just add him. Like you can play a quest with Luigi and Cappy or something like that.
Yeah.
And like you said, like the mustaches are all Luigi or so whatever. Then you add a separate kingdom where it's like Mario gets there and all of a sudden gets captured, and it's just kind of like a callback or something.
That would be really cool.
Luigi's there and Cappy's like, "I need to help," and Luigi's like, "I got it," and then they go on and they have to save Mario.
I know you haven't played Luigi's Mansion, but that is kind of what happens to Mario.
I know that. I know that
captured
much, right?
He's possessed by something else, and Luigi has to do a bit of a ghost busting to stop him.
It could be like the closest thing that we'll ever get to having Luigi's Mansion on a Switch. On a Switch,
I would honestly be fine with that, man.
Me too.
I'm just trying to figure out like what that would look like. Like, they might have to add some like really weird painting platforms or something like in the middle of the foyer, because like that game, it would be kind of a boring environment. I think to just jump around in.
Well, I think they'd have to expand the mansion and just allow you to jump, kind of thing. You wouldn't have like the would you almost like shrink Mario down, backpack, but I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta wonder like would they shrink Mario down so that way he could like.
I just think it makes a whole lot of sense for their DLC to kind of pick at other games like they did. I mean, Mushroom Kingdom was a huge callback to Mario 64, right? And I think keep that going,
right?
So.
They did, like, there is an environment that's kind of outside of the mansion that you can't really play in, but it, like, is very visible in the cutscenes. That actually looks a lot like what the Mushroom Kingdom looks like in Odyssey. It's just scary looking, so maybe they could use that.
It's got a trail leading up to the
it's like a dark forest all around it, so they could maybe do something with that.
For sure.
We'll see, yeah.
But I think that's happening.
That would be awesome. I'm with you.
And on the note of Mario... I think one of my predictions is that we're going to get a new side-scrolling Mario for Switch.
Okay.
We've gotten one on the Wii. We got one on the Wii U. I think we'll get, and it'll be kind of it might not be in that new Super Mario Bros. Brand or whatever, but I think it will be.
So this is not new Super Mario Maker, or this is not Mario Maker, right?
No, but I think that's also coming.
I know. See, there's so much stuff that they could do at this E3 that I think is just like...
I know people's expectations are high.
Yeah. And it's like, all of these games, like, yeah, of course that'll be E3. But it's like, will it? Will it? I don't know.
It might not. I think a lot of these predictions also go beyond E3. I think, these are things that, like, just make sense and I think are coming. But it's like, obviously, they can only reveal so much. And obviously the big thing, like you said, will be Smash. And a lot of it's like games we know that are coming, but but I think there will be some surprises in there.
I'm excited.
Me too, for sure. I'm trying to think of what else.
I've got a list of the leaks in front of me if you want to jump into those, but I'm trying to think of what else that there is.
So like I'll just say,
I really want Pikmin 4, but we'll see.
Pikmin 4, which Miyamoto said was like years ago, was like close to being done. So what's
he said in 2015 that game was nearly done, and then in 2016, I think when Hey Pikmin was coming out, he was like, "Yeah, that game is done, but it's like not on our priority right now, so we'll get to it." And now it's
and it's only a good thing though when something kind of gets delayed.
Right.
Think of how many times Breath of the Wild got delayed, and so glad it did because what we got was amazing. So.
Is Pikmin a franchise? I know you haven't played it, but is that a game that you would be interested enough to like cover, or is that like an Animal Crossing for you?
Switch. This thing right here has. I'm holding it up.
I was like, I don't know what you're okay.
Which, by the way, I'm showing off my brand new Mario Odyssey Red Joy-Cons that I got.
Did you buy a new Switch just for that?
No, I just bought the Joy-Cons.
You can buy the Joy-Cons separately?
Yes.
I thought they were bundled in with the Switch exclusive.
Head over to Amazon.com and your mind will be blown.
Well, call me sassafras.
Anyway, what I was going to say is that what this device has done for me is that it's really just made me like jump into games. It makes me want to buy games.
Holy cow! You can buy them separately. Sorry.
How did you not know this?
No, when they announced those, they're like, it'll be bundled with Super Mario Odyssey as a holiday.
You're right, they did do that.
That's what I was like. Oh,
I just bought them straight from Japan apparently and got them. So.
Well, okay.
Anyway.
Cool.
Yeah. Overpriced, but
I don't need them,
and I like them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I think there's like games like that we'll talk about later too that like I'll probably want to try it out, and it's like. I feel like Switch is like a reboot system in a way for Nintendo. Like they're just bringing back their classics, their classic IPs. Like I just played a Kirby game, and I've never played Kirby before.
Yeah.
So like I feel like that can continue if I'm interested enough, and I think Pikmin is one of those. But
okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
It does not fall under that Animal Crossing thing for me.
Yeah,
it seems more. It seems smarter than that to me. It seems like a more interesting game.
I'll say though that from talking with you about Kirby, I think that was a game that, like, yeah, you were excited to try it out because like the Switch was a reboot. I don't think it was enough to keep you to follow that series.
Right. Yeah.
But like you're glad you tried it out, type of thing.
I'm glad I tried it out, and I will probably play it again for sure. But it's like, it wasn't enough to be like, I am sold on this franchise.
I recommend the Wii one, Kirby's Epic Yarn.
That's what you said, yeah.
Very nice game.
But in terms of other predictions, yeah, I don't think it will be an E3 thing. Maybe it will, but I do think eventually a Switch version, not a port, but a brand new Mario Maker just makes sense. It was probably arguably their top grossing game on the Wii U. Mm-hmm. It just makes sense that they would do it. I feel like we haven't seen a port of that game yet because they're doing a new one. So, there's been no like talk about that, so it might not be coming.
I'm wondering if the next Mario game is going to fall under another Mario spin-off, like a Mario Party. I'm wondering how long that's going to be for that, because the Mario Tennis game is built off of Mario Tennis Ultra Smash for the Wii U. And they already have a Mario. I think it's Mario Party 10 was built for the Wii U, and so I wonder if they're going to do something like that with all their New Donk City and stuff like that. I think that'd be really cool.
Do you think we'll just get a Mario Party 11?
Yeah, probably. No, we got 10 of them.
Or they'll call it just Mario Party Switch.
That would be hilarious. And then when they re-release it on Virtual Console in 50 years, it'll be
Mario Party Switch.
Mario Party Switch. I mean, technically there are 15 of those games, not 10, but
okay.
Yeah, whatever.
I've played Mario Party. I played the N64 ones, which I think are like Mario Party 2, which I think is really, really good, actually.
Yeah, I played most of the GameCube ones.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that makes sense.
If they ever did that, I would want it to be online, though, because I think that'd be really fun to play on a stream. Just getting mad and... Because that game, there's so much arbitrary stuff in it. I think that would be really fun.
For sure. All right, I want to talk about this, so we should just jump into the leaks.
Yeah, for sure. I have game facts pulled up in front of me if you want to read them.
Okay.
How about I just read one, and then I'll give you a chance to say yay or nay if you think it's happening or not. All right.
Oh, I like this.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. I can be professional.
You got this together.
All right. Nintendo's releasing details about their online service on May 7th. That already happened.
Yep.
Service goes live on September 24th.
Yep.
Service offers dedicated voice chat through an existing chat service, Discord being the most popular choice, exclusive eShop discounts, and a Games with Gold PlayStation Plus-like service where retro games are given to people every month and are allowed to keep the games as long as they have the service.
That is all true.
Nintendo is ditching the Virtual Console brand and branding it with Nintendo Classics. Games offered through this are much cheaper than they were before and is going to launch with NES and GBA games in August, with SNES and N64 games being made available late 2018, early 2019.
No. I don't think that.
Nope. Nintendo E3 presentation is currently 36 minutes long and focuses only on Nintendo Switch titles, with Treehouse being used to announce and show 3DS titles.
I like how specific he's getting. 36 minutes.
36 minutes, yeah. It was like...
You wouldn't just say like 40 minutes or 30 minutes.
Right. No, not 35, not 40.
I mean, sure. I think we'll all be watching that time code. And
That's pretty much what happened last year. It was about a half hour with the 3DS titles in the treehouse.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Sure.
And yeah, sure. It doesn't need to be any longer than that anyway.
Yeah.
They're just revealing stuff. So
I do miss their like garbage, like Muppets and Robot Chicken spoofs. I know some people hate those.
I do not. That was terrible.
I thought they were so bad. I just kind of liked them. I don't know.
Gosh. I just want to see what Reggie's up to in this treehouse.
Yeah, Reggie and Koizumi are just two amazing faces you want to see.
Yeah.
The first reveal is of the Spyro trilogy coming to Switch, though there's a reason they've been waiting to reveal it. They don't get a reason.
No, I don't think that will be the first reveal.
Not the first.
That does not make sense.
Do you think that that's still coming, though?
Yeah, I do think it's coming. I don't know why they've waited. Maybe they just wanted to wait for E3, but I feel like that's not going to get... I don't know. I think people kind of like, oh, cool, Spyro's coming. I don't think it's like a E3 announcement.
Sure.
So I don't think it will be announced. Watch me be dead wrong. I feel like if you're kicking off your conference or whatever have you, I think it will be Nintendo games. It will not be, hey, this old PlayStation trilogy. You know what I mean?
That's how it was last year. They had like a bunch of their online games, like ARMS and Splatoon, and I think Rocket League they even showed off. And then they had
FIFA.
Yeah, and FIFA. And then how could I forget FIFA? And then they went into Kirby and Yoshi and Metroid and Pokemon. Like, it was just Nintendo.
I mean, Rocket League, but still, yeah.
Yeah, they mentioned Rocket League and Mario plus Rabbids, but, like, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Next.
Fire Emblem is next, and the title is Lustrous Daybreak, coming holiday this year.
Not true.
Oh man, I hope it's called Lustrous Daybreak.
Lustrous. Or Fire Emblem Lust.
Oh no. You know, honestly, with the way that series has been going, it would not surprise me. They did add all that waifu stuff.
All right.
Yoshi is next. Now subtitled Flipped Around and features the same amiibo functionality as Woolly World. Releases in August.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I think that game's right around the corner.
Next up, new Paper Mario game is next and is not being developed by Intelligent Systems. Goes back to the traditional partner-style gameplay, but still heavily features the character limitations imposed for Sticker Star and Color Splash coming 2019.
I think part of that is true.
Nah.
Nah?
Nah, I don't believe. Nah.
I think it's gonna happen, and your mind will be blown.
That would be lovely. That would be very nice. I would.
No, I've heard that rumor before. I think that's happening. Yep.
All right. I loved Color Splash. You know, I wish it was the 1,000-Year Door, but I did like the last one, so we'll see.
But that's what you wanted. You wanted it to go back to its original.
Yeah. You know,
style,
I didn't really like. A lot of people were like they didn't like Sticker Star, and a lot of people did not like Color Splash because it is like the same game, just a better version of it.
Sure.
I still liked Color Splash. I thought it was actually really fun, and it fixed a lot of the problems I had, except for the combat. But the 1,000-Year Door is just like, what a nice game.
All right, next.
And moving on, Mario Odyssey. You know, have we gone a podcast without mentioning the 1,000-Year Door? Like, is that just going to be the theme of this whole?
I don't think so far.
All right,
we've mentioned it every time.
Well, you know what? We're going to keep that tradition.
But hey, it's on the list. You know,
I mean, yeah, as long as you keep talking about it, it'll come back eventually. I do have a fear that it's going to come back in the 3DS, but that's another story.
I know, yeah. Right.
Mario Odyssey DLC is next. Luigi's being released that day as a playable character and adds 70 unique moons to the game. Wario and Waluigi are also being made playable characters with 70 moons each as well. No tentative release date on the other two characters, but they're being made playable at the show floor. We already kind of covered this.
We've already talked about that.
Yeah.
So. Next.
Activision makes some announcements. Crash Bandicoot Amiibo is being made that adds much harder time trials to the Insane trilogy and is teased to have some kind of functionality with the Spyro trilogy.
Yep. I think it's true.
Okay. I think that they would have a Spyro Amiibo then, because whatever.
I think it makes... If you're going to announce Spyro, do it right after that. Like
Sure.
Crash Bandicoot. Oh, by the way, Spyro.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot comes out at the end of June, so maybe.
I mean, those are like those are the big IPs that were like, I guess, Nintendo competitors back in the day. So I mean, like
jaw droppers.
Yeah, so put them all on a console. I'm gonna be happy.
Black Ops 4 Battle Royale is coming to the Switch with crossplay with PC and Xbox. Regular Black Ops 4 is not coming to Switch. What?
That makes no sense.
Okay.
Why would you only bring the Battle Royale?
I don't know.
I see.
Joe.
It makes more sense to do like that. Like, I mean, they did Doom.
I think it sounds like a fan wrote this, but we'll see.
Bring Call of Duty. It makes sense. Why not?
Yeah.
But whatever.
Sure. I mean, they've been on the consoles before.
Right.
Sega reveals their Sega Ages line for the West, and 2 of the games they're releasing under it are the first 2 Sonic Adventure games. No.
Sure.
Super
they've released Sonic stuff on the Switch already.
Yeah.
Sonic Mania. So
and the other one,
which is like not the first 2, but it's like honoring the first 2 or something like that, or first 3. I can't remember. Whatever.
Yeah, it's a nostalgia fest for a lot of people. I played it and thought it was cool. Didn't really like.
I would believe this list way more if a lot of the predictions or announcements or leaks or whatever were like some new titles that we had no clue about. Like,
yeah,
this is all existing stuff that we've already known, or like existing games.
Yeah.
That's where I have a big problem with this list.
The only new one is Paper Mario, and that's like,
right.
Whatever. Well, then I'll fly through these. Next up is Metroid Prime 4 gameplay trailer coming 2019.
We talked about that.
Yeah, Pokemon for Switch is revealed. It's a new take on Red and Blue and features graphics that are midway between Sun, Moon, and Pokken. I hope it's.
You want to talk about this?
I hope it's not midway because Sun and Moon looks like crap. So let's go with Pokken. I think Pokken looks really nice. So I hope
Pokken does look nice.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool if they did Red and Blue because it's like those are the ones that really sold a lot when it came to Pokemon Go. I know there's been a talk about like a Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu with Eevee and something like that. I don't know. Pokemon's weird. There's a lot of leaks.
Yeah, I'm not a big Pokemon guy, but this is like what I was gonna say again, like about it. Like I'm like what I was saying about Pikmin. Like I used to kind of be into Pokemon, and really I only know it from like Smash Bros. And like, I mean, I just don't like the gameplay.
Yeah.
They would have to do something new with the gameplay to get me back into it. So,
but, like they do try. Like I'll give them credit. Like they had the Ultra Beasts and the Mega Stones and all that. Like they did try to make things different by giving like a Super Pokemon, but I don't know. It's just like the grind is real when it comes to that series. And also, I don't like the 3DS versions that they've come out with since X and Y. Because I mean, it's cool that they're in 3D. It was the novelty for the first one was really neat. But I think that they look super dated, and I can't justify paying for them because I think they look bad. I would rather like play a game that looks like
looks good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, we're to the age where it's like, I don't care about nostalgia or fan base. I want to play a game that looks new, looks good, and I think that's what they're made. Like when we get Pokemon on Switch, because I think it's happening. We know it's happening. Eventually.
Yeah, it's sort of happening.
I think it. Look, when Pokemon Go, the app came out, the mobile game.
Yeah.
What happened, even though it was popular for like only a short time, what it did was it made people who were not Pokemon fans interested. Yeah. It brought like the world together in a way for like that moment. And it's like, I think if they want to recapture that, like more people now are aware of Pokemon, and what better way to give them a game that can kind of introduce them into like what Pokemon is. So this is I'm talking about what I want basically. I want a Pokemon game that I can like jump into and not feel lost, and like I can understand and I can actually play a game that is exciting.
I wish it was something different.
Whenever I watch Pokemon gameplay, it looks just so boring.
I found that the most fun I've had with Pokemon over the years, outside of like just playing with my friends and growing up with it, like as an adult, the ones that I would rather play again are the ones that they came out for the GameCube. which were like they were the game Pokemon, but they weren't like
Right.
go out and catch them and grind. It was more of an adventure
That's
had
what I want.
a very like it was a very like it was a tour, you know, like it had a story, and there were only a certain number of Pokemon you could catch. Like I think in the main game it's like usually 150.
Well, and they're
but
saying
in that game it was only 40, and they were all
Right.
like pre-leveled, and so you would have to catch them, and then they would be part of your team, but they would play a role in the story.
Right.
I found those to be a lot more engaging because it was like a I don't want to call it a one-note thing, but that was Pokemon
Well,
Coliseum.
if you think about it, like they're saying that whatever we get is going to be an open world Pokemon game.
Yeah.
And what you can do is like maybe you can have the traditional like grinding for Pokemon thing in there, but
Right.
keep the main story focused, and like you don't have to like get all this rare Pokemon just to beat the game or whatever. Like you can play through it. Like a casual gamer could pick this up and do it.
Yeah.
But then like the hardcore gamers definitely get their content and what they want out of it.
Yeah,
too.
because you don't want to neglect the competitive scene of Pokemon. That's what a lot of
Yeah.
people get into.
Because they're the ones that are going to buy it. But I'm also
Yeah.
speaking. Yeah, I'm speaking to myself basically.
I'm almost like wondering if they could do something kind of like what they did with Xenoblade Chronicles, like that kind of battling. It doesn't have to
For
be
sure.
like a real time thing. It could still be like an RPG for the people, because that's what that series is. But I don't know, just make
Right.
it a little more engaging.
like I
Pokemon
feel like they're
Coliseum.
trying to grab the casual gamers. Like I mean, I downloaded Pokken Tournament
Yeah,
DX because it's a fighting game. I know fighting games. I can do that. So it's like that was a way to get me into Pokemon. But
and
whatever.
me being a visual person, like I really want. I'm always in the argument, like, yeah, Nintendo's fine. Like their graphics aren't the greatest. Like Mario Odyssey is not the greatest game in comparison to like what it could look like on the PS4, but like
Right.
that game still looks really nice. And
it
I'm
still
fine with
holds
that.
up to our standards.
Yeah.
It's not about what horsepower is in the machine. Like
Right, it's a game
we're not
that, like,
Microsoft
looks
over
nice.
here. We just want fun.
There are even GameCube games that still, I think, look very nice. It's
Mm-hmm.
starting to look a little older as the years go by, but I think it's still miles ahead of what the N64 is.
Yeah.
And so I think that if they just did like a Pokemon, even if it was a traditional Pokemon game that doesn't do anything different, as long as it's in the style that is Pokemon, like that's already a lot for me.
Yeah.
So anyway,
All right.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Nah. And
So-
then Smash Bros.
And Smash Bros. Let's just skip to our next like topic, which is another big leak.
Oh,
It's
right.
Yeah, and we should end with this.
Yeah.
Is Star Fox Grand Prix. Now the image I pulled up here is a image straight from Nintendo World Report. Xander, do you want to plug and start us off on the segment?
Yeah, so Nintendo World Report is a site that I actually volunteer for. They've been around since the 1999, back when they were originally called, I think, NQ64? No? I don't remember what the original name was, but then they changed it to Planet GameCube, and then they changed it to Nintendo World Report because they didn't want to tie themselves to one console. So they've been around for a long time, and a lot of the people that have been on that staff have gone on to bigger companies like GameSpot and Easy Allies, which were
Nice.
formerly Game Trailers. So and one of their founding member actually works at Nintendo now. So they're not as big as IGN, but they've been around, they know their stuff. So check
Sure.
them out if you ever get a chance. But one thing
Definitely
they've
check 'em
reported on, and many people have talked about, is the Star Fox racing game. It's also an adventure game. I've only heard stuff about this. I haven't really been reading it, other than just stuff I've seen online from like a YouTube video, like kind of clickbait stuff.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy to me, like really crazy, but also we said that about the Rabbids game, so I don't know. Maybe it's real.
All right. I believe it's real.
Yeah, I kind of hope it is. I
believe
think that's awesome.
It's 100% real. I think this is so exciting.
Yeah.
We've been talking already, I think even in the Thumbcast, about how we wanted, or I at least have said that Switch Year 2 is about bringing in this is a bad way to put it, but the Nintendo B team.
Sure.
I mean, like you had Link and Mario in year one, and now we got all of our other guys coming in off the bench. You got Donkey Kong and Kirby and Samus.
B teams aren't the games that people buy the console for. They're just the things they expect to come with a Nintendo product.
Exactly.
Like Mario and Zelda, I think, are your system sellers. So
exactly, but in Star Fox, all right. So Star Fox is coming in at some point, and like if you look at Star Fox games, a lot of them are just so different from each other. There's you have your classic rail shooter aspect to pretty much all of them in some fashion. Star Fox Adventures probably being the most different out of that group, but even you got Star Fox Assault, and that was kind of eh.
You're going to talk more about this than I will, because I've only played Star Fox 64 3D.
Okay, so what happened was you have your on-rails shooter. You're flying in the air, and you're going one direction.
I found very boring, by the way.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. And then, down the line, they came out with the GameCube game, which I actually beat. I beat this game, because it was a Zelda knockoff. It was Star Fox Adventures. It was
really?
Fox on the ground, running around. He's got weapons. It was totally a Zelda knockoff. And it had flying sections that were like the rail shooters, and they looked nice. They looked good.
Okay.
But they were really short. You still fly in your ship at the end and fight Andross or whatever, but it was the most different, and it introduced new characters and stuff. You're on some dinosaur planet. It was weird.
Okay.
But I remember really liking the game. I liked the game a lot. It was very different, but it was really my introduction into Star Fox, because I played the 64 one a little bit.
Okay.
But and then they came out with they even grabbed one of the key characters from that game and put her into Star Fox Assault, which I think came out on the GameCube. Maybe it was the Wii.
Okay.
I don't know that for sure.
I don't remember there being any Star Fox games for the Wii, but I could be totally wrong about that.
I gotta just Google it real quick.
Okay.
But anyway, and I barely played that one, but because it looked like a disappointment to me. I was because in my mind, I was wanting more Star Fox Adventures. Yeah. Because I liked Star Fox.
You liked the Zelda knockoff version?
I liked him out of his ship. I liked seeing him and stuff. And anyway,
you connected them more. Yeah.
It was on GameCube. Okay.
Okay.
But then years go by and we get nothing until we get Star Fox Zero on the Wii U, and there's that problem. It was just. I remember I played it and I was it was hard.
Yeah.
Just to keep track of the Wii U gamepad. I'm all right, what am I supposed to look at here? Because I would look at the TV, but that was wrong, because that was more of just a nice camera angle, and I'm why is that even there if I'm supposed to look at the gamepad? And it was weird. But what I'm saying is, every time they've done something different with the Star Fox game, and I think that I think they're trying something new. And this sounds just crazy enough from Nintendo to actually be believable to me.
Yeah.
It's like a mix between Mario Kart and F-Zero and the Star Fox gameplay that we know. From what I've heard of it, you could be, it's Grand Prix, so it's like a racing game. What I've heard actually it tied to most is Diddy Kong racing.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But they also said in terms of gameplay, you're racing, but you can also shoot each other and slow each other down. Which sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So I really, and they have enough characters in their canon to make this real, to make it a full roster of racers and stuff.
Yeah.
But it makes sense to me, and I think and they said that they're in the Grand Prix, the story mode or whatever you're doing, they would add boss battles too. I don't know what that looks like in a racing game, but hey.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of all for it.
It sounds like this is they can't really do a Diddy Kong racing. I mean, I guess they could, but
they could, but
Rare's the one that made that, so they'd have to. I don't know. I mean, I guess they did do. They did give Retro the Donkey Kong series, and that turned out really well. So I guess they could, but it sounds like that's kind of alleviating Diddy Kong racing and maybe F-Zero and.
A little bit, yeah.
But that sounds really cool, and it probably would have online, which is really cool.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think that Mario Kart 8 is an old game now, pretty much. Mm-hmm. It's an older game.
Yeah.
And I think that it just kind of adds something new to the racing genre on Switch that would be... It just makes sense to me. So...
Sure.
I don't know. So I think it's real, but I could be wrong about that too. I don't know. I want Star Fox to be... I like Star Fox. Everyone likes the Star Fox characters in Smash. Like, everyone likes playing as them, but they don't have the best luck with their games.
Right. You know, that makes me think, like, I wonder if they're not going to do Animal Crossing at E3 this year, because I've been saying, like, it's probably going to be Smash Brothers and Animal Crossing as their, like, online titles.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're going to do Animal Crossing now if this is real, because why would you have three of those? I don't know. Like, you're going to have a competitive fighting game and now a racing game, just at September. So like, I feel like if you have September as Smash and then your holiday game is like the Star Fox thing.
I don't think if this is real, I don't think we're getting anything but a title card and an announcement. Yeah. I don't think we're getting anything on this game at E3 except, like, if it's real, just an announcement in general is what we're getting. But that's what I think. So,
man, that kind of stings a little bit for all the Animal Crossing fans out there. But we'll see.
Well, this could be just
what if actually
garbage and Animal Crossing is happening. We never know.
What if this is real, but it's not Star Fox? What if it's Animal Crossing?
Animal Crossing Grand Prix.
In space, though, like they're also animals, right?
They're flying on our wings.
Oh my gosh!
Don't expect.
What if it is Star Fox, but it's in the style of the Animal Crossing characters?
Gosh!
Oh no!
Well, okay, I'll go one crazy step further.
Oh boy! Hang on to your seatbelts, guys.
Hang on. You know how in Mario Kart they gave us Animal Crossing characters, and they gave us Link, and they gave us Inklings. Who's to say that in Star Fox you can't have Captain Falcon
or Samus
or Samus or anybody that kind of falls into that genre, or Olimar? Yes. So, like, I think they could do that. I mean, it's a silly enough idea that just why not keep on the crossovers going. You know what I mean? Like, just keep crossing over.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
Anyway,
it's super weird. Wow. I want this to be real just because it's
I want
so
it to be real, too. I think it's so crazy, but I think it'd be good. I think one more note just about E3 and Nintendo and the Switch in general is I think that pay attention to not only the Nintendo announcements, pay attention to all the other conferences, because you want to pay attention to all the end of the trailers that they show for PlayStation, for Xbox, just to see if that game is going to be released on Switch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pay attention to EA, pay attention to Ubisoft especially. I think that Ubisoft is definitely going to be doing more work with Nintendo in the future.
Yep, I agree.
So E3 is exciting for those reasons as well. I mean, like, I'm personally, like, I'm not just a Nintendo fan, so there's other games that I'm really, really excited for other consoles, but, like, for our Nintendo audience, mainly our Nintendo audience, definitely expect other developers to be making games for the Switch. So anything could happen. E3 is a crazy time.
I know. Keep your expectations real, but also ponder, just how many possibilities that there are for this particular E3. And then remember that, you know what, even if they don't seem to be, you know what, you can save them, put them in your back pocket, feel a little sad, but also put them up for next year.
Yeah, it's not like if it doesn't happen at E3, it's not happening. Like, there's always Gamescom, there's always the next Nintendo Direct.
They announced things like Bayonetta 3, that could show up again.
It could.
That was at the Game Awards. And, they've announced really big titles that they're during their directs. I mean, they announced Smash Brothers, for goodness sakes. Like, who's to say that Mario Maker won't show up in, like, a fall direct?
And it doesn't even have to be in a nice presentation. It could just be a random tweet on a Tuesday. So you never know.
9:30 at night.
Guess what, everyone?
Holy cow, I'm looking at their Twitter feed right now, and Pikmin 4 was just... Oh, no, never mind. They're just reminding us that it's almost done.
Oh man.
Actually, I was listening to NWR's RFN podcast, and they were talking about like what kind of cool rides would they like to see at Super Nintendo World, and they're talking about like the Mario Kart Rainbow Road ride, and like the DK like railroad. Thing, and then they were like,
there's gonna be a Yoshi ride for kids too.
Yeah, there's like maybe a Yoshi's merry-go-round or something like that, like in Sunshine. But like for Pikmin, there's gonna be like it's gonna be on the map, like the biggest Pikmin ride ever, and then you're gonna get there, and it's just gonna be like this like construction site. It's just like line starts here, and it's just like a few people standing there, like, and oh man, like it's completely done. What are you talking about? And it's just like there's a crane. It makes me laugh.
That's funny.
All right, sorry, we're rambling now.
No, you're fine. You're fine. That about wraps up this episode of Thumbcast, everybody. Let us know in the comments what you guys think is going to be happening at E3. What do you guys think of the online service? What do you guys think of the leaks? And also, be sure to let us know what you want us to talk about in the future, especially when it comes to our topics. We want your listener mail, so please tell us what you want us to talk about in the comments below. We will read them. We're looking forward to reading them. All that good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Xander, it's been real.
It's been real.
It's been fun.
It's been fun.
And it's been real fun. So
it's been real fun.
Happy gaming, everybody, and see you in the next one.
Bye.